All right, welcome everybody. Let's go ahead and start in child's pose. And press your hips back towards the heels and just start to get connected to the rhythm of your breath. As you kind of settle in here, see if you can soften, like activate what you needed to. So spread through the fingertips, press your hips back towards your heels, and then relax everything else. You can always stay still, or maybe pick your torso up and walk your arms over to the right. Maybe it's a lot, maybe it's a little. Just kind of press through your left palm to push your left hip towards your heel. Relax your shoulders away from the ears. And then come back to center and over to the left. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Kind of press through your palms to drive your right hip towards your right heel. And back to center. And flip both palms up. Actively try to pull your thumbs towards the floor and see if that gives you a little rotation through your shoulders as you pull your shoulders down away from your ears. And then flip both palms back into the floor, spread through the fingertips, and lift up to tabletop. And spread through the fingertips, curl the toes under, inhale, drop your chest and look up. And exhale, round, tuck the chin in, press the palms down, tops of your feet down. Inhale, curl the toes under, drop your chest, then look up. And exhale, round, tuck the chin in. Keep spreading through the fingers. Good. Take one more set. Inhale, curl the toes under. Try to feel a little more movement through your pelvis as you roll your sitting bones up, pull the shoulders down the back, and exhale, round. Good. Come into neutral. Bring your knees, your feet together, curl the toes under, and sit back for a toe stretch. If this bothers your knees, good. I see some of you grabbing your props. Use your blocks, blankets, whatever you have around if you need that support. And then lace your hands behind you with your fingers laced, but behind your lower back, and start to wrap your arms around over to the right side. Kind of push your knuckles forward as you squeeze your elbows together. And usually there's a big back bend happening here, so try to wrap your lower ribs in. Keep lifting up through the crown of the head. And then release your arms, wrap them around and over to the left side, pushing the knuckles forward, the elbows together, and wrap your ribs in. So you're controlling that back bend. And soften your jaw, keep focusing on the breath. Hopefully this is distracting you from your toes a bit. Take one more here. Good. Release your hands, shake out the fingers, lean forward, tap out your toes. And then keep the tops of your feet down and sit back. So again, you can use the props, or this time if you need a little more, you can lift one knee at a time, or you can use the block under your knees if you don't want to hold yourself up. Good, kind of tuck your chin in, round your back maybe if that feels appropriate. And soften your lips away from your teeth. Take one more breath here. Good, and then lean forward, circle out your ankles again, tap out the toes. And let's get into the wrists. So dial your fingertips back, palms down on the floor. You can rock side to side. Maybe make some circle figure eights with your shoulders. Keep the shoulders away from your ears. Take one more breath. Good, I love all the variations. And then gently release, shake it out. And go the other way, so tops of your hands are down, palms are up. Work towards straightening your arms, getting a deeper forearm stretch. And take one more breath here. Good, release that and just shake it out. And then come into tabletop again. Make sure your wrists are under your shoulders, hips over your knees, and lift the right leg and the left arm. Kind of press into the top of your left foot as you lift everything away from the floor and exhale, round and curl, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen out long. Exhale, round and curl. Try to slow it down, making it last your entire inhale and exhale. Good, last one. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, round and curl. Good, inhale, lengthen out. Then bend your knee, reach back behind you and grab the right foot. And keep your knee behind your hip as you kick up into your right foot. Then push the floor away with your right hand. Good, kind of pull your chest forward as you lengthen through the spine. Take one more here. Good, release that, lengthen forward and back. Keep the right leg lifted, lower the hands, curl the left toes and press back to a one leg down dog. Still with the right leg lifted. Good, open up the hip, you can bend and straighten the top leg. And feel free to do whatever feels good this morning. And then gently bring your knee into the nose, shoulder shift forward, hover, and lunge the right foot. Good, lower your left knee down and just drape your upper body over your front leg. Tuck your chin in, let your hips kind of hinge forward as you make this as relaxing and disengaging as possible. Yeah, use the props if they help. Just kind of tuck your chin in, let your hips fall forward. And take one more breath here. And then gently start to activate it as you curl your back toes, lift the back knee, and start to straighten your front leg. You might want blocks under your hands. Just start to bend and straighten your front leg a few times, back and forth, waking up the hamstring. Eventually pause with your right leg as straight as possible. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your front spine, and exhale, fold deeper. Good, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, and ground your palms, slide your right foot back to meet the left, coming into down dog. Turning this into turbo dog, bend both knees, pull both heels forward, and push the belly back towards your quads. Try to lengthen through your side body, and then shoulder shift forward, hovering tabletop. So your knees stay bent and your knees are just an inch off the floor. Shoulders over wrists. Good. It should feel a little engaging, difficult to hold. Pull your belly towards your spine. Take one more breath. Spread through your upper back, and then gently lower your knees back to tabletop. Good. Keep the gaze down so the neck is long. Left leg, right arm lifts. Get long through the limbs. Stay lifted up away from the floor, and exhale, round and curl, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen out long. Exhale, round and curl. Good. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Reach back behind you, grab your foot, your ankle, and kick up from there. Keep lifting out of the left shoulder. As you pull your chest forward, make sure you squeeze your left knee into the midline so it's not flaring out. Yeah, good adjustment, Robin. I saw that. Good. Release, lengthen, forward and back. Then lower your hands, curl the right toes under, and push back to a one-leg down dog with your left hip lifted. Left leg, open up the hip, bend and straighten the leg. Bring the knee into the nose, shoulder shift forward, hover, and lunge the left foot. Lower the back knee, and allow this to just be a nice, relaxing, disengaging low lunge. You can kind of tuck your chin in, relax your neck, and just allow your hips to drive forward. Keep breathing, listening to the sound of your breath. Final breath here. And you might want blocks under your hands, curl the back toes, lift the back knee, and start to bend and straighten that front leg. Waking up the hamstring. Move slowly, quickly, whatever works for you. And gently pause with your left leg as straight as possible. Pull the outer left hip back and root your left big toe down. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Ground your palms and step your left foot to meet the right to down dog. And this time, shoulders shift forward to a plank. Then lower your knees down, lower the chest and the chin. See if you can try to get your sternum, your chest bone, down onto the floor with your hips still elevated. Squeeze your elbows together behind your back, and then gently slide all the way onto your stomach, forehead down. Push your toenails into the floor, and inhale, lift for a baby cobra. Working on strengthening your lower back. If it hurts, leave it out or do a little less. Keep the back of the neck long. Good. Lower down. Walk your hands closer to your hips. Keep activating your legs. Try to pull your outer hips into the floor. So you're feeling like you're wrapping your outer hips down into the mat. And again, inhale, lift, second set. Make sure you're not crunching the back of your neck. Your neck is long. Good, nice adjustments, everybody. And lower down. Last one, you can lace your hands behind your lower back. Keep your toenails pressing into the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you and inhale, lift again. Reaching knuckles towards the feet. This time, if you want to lift your feet and your knees to activate your legs a little more, go for that. Good. And lower down and push back to a child's pose. And just feel that release in your lower back. And spread through the fingertips and lift up to down dog. Lift the right leg, keep your hips level and sink the left heel. Get long through the lifted leg. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze it in and up, and lunge the right foot. Good, arms lift out and up, crescent lunge. Try to stay low so you feel the balance happening in your hips. Ground your back pinky toe a little more, Ricardo. Good, keep straightening your back leg, yeah. Lace your fingers above your head and turn the palms up. Then pull your elbows apart and get a little deeper through your front leg, a little straighter through your back leg. Good, start to reach forward, palms face each other, biceps by the ears. Hands frame the front foot and step back to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Keeping the elbows in. Good, inhale, upward facing, this time straightening your arms. And push back to downward facing. Inhale, the left leg lifts, hips stay level, flex the floating foot and sink your right heel. Good, pull the outer right hip back, get longer through the left inseam. Exhale, knee to nose, squeeze it in and up, and lunge the left foot. Arms lift out and up, crescent lunge. Try to stay low through the legs, which will help you find better balance. Lace the fingers above you and turn the palms up. Keep your fingers locked and pull the elbows apart. Get deeper into your front leg, straighter through your back leg. Good, ground your back pinky toe more. Little deeper. And then start to reach forward. Biceps by the ears, hands frame your front foot, step back, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale to downward facing. Good, come high up onto all 10 toes, turn the heels apart and sink your heels back and down. Relax your neck, your shoulders. Take one more breath here. And then come high up onto the toes and walk or jump feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms lift out and up. Exhale, lower the hands by the hips, Samastarihi. Ground through the soles of the feet. Again, inhale, arms lift out and up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the front spine. Ground your palms, walk or float back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing, shoulders back, hips towards the wrists. Good, exhale, back to downward facing. And turn the heels out, spread through your toes. Take one more breath, exhaling a little deeper through the hips. Come high up onto the toes, bend the knees, and walk or jump feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Separate your feet, 2 fists apart. Bind the big toes with the peace fingers. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the front spine, shoulders away from the ears, and exhale, fold deeper. Keep a slight bend in your knees so you can feel that nice strong lock from your ribs to your quads. Good, shoulders away from the ears, relax those shoulders. Connect more to your core to help you fold deeper. Nice folds, everybody. One more, inhale, lengthen, straight arms, look forward, and exhale, fold deeper. Good, inhale, lengthen. Release your toes and walk your feet about mat width. Bend the knees and come down to a yogi squat. Make sure your heels are down. You can sit on a block if you need that support. And then use your elbows to hook on the inner knees so you don't feel like you're going to fall backwards. Good. Keep broadening through your collarbone. Nice open chest. Maybe you stay or right hand down, left arm up. Exalt. Or you can bind. If you're binding, watch your legs. Make sure you're pushing your knees back evenly so the right leg doesn't dominate. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together. Good. Everybody back to center, lift, lengthen, stay, or other side. Hopefully that's releasing your lower back. Of course, your groin and your hips too. Try to broaden through your chest, bind whatever you did last time. Knees back evenly, your legs are working together. Take one more breath. Good, and then back to center. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Hands to the top of the mat, knees to armpits or elbows, and float your feet for Bakasana. Keep leaning forward through your chest. And then when you're done, shoot the legs back, Vinyasa. Good, take one more breath. And then step your feet together, big toes touch. And inhale, the right leg lifts. Open up the hip, bend your right knee. Kick your right foot over to the left more as you drop your right rib cage. Bring the knee into the nose, shoulder shift forward, hover, and lunge the right foot. Turn the back heel down, arms lift up to warrior one. Good, pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Then lace your fingers above your head except for your index finger. Tuck the chin in, start to straighten your right leg, squeeze into the inner thighs, and start to round your back for a C curve spine. Don't let your hands don't let your hands touch your leg or the floor. You're just kind of hovering. So it's not a very low forward fold. It's more of a rounded back. Find that C curve. Good, keep your biceps by the ears. You all look great. Take one more breath here. Then keeping the biceps by the ears, slowly lift yourself back up. Place the hands to the hips. Squeeze the elbows together behind your back. Lean forward, bend your right knee, and float the left leg, coming into airplane modification. Keep flexing the floating foot as you turn your left toes in more. So you're lifting your left inner thigh. Then when you're ready, reach your arms slowly out. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. Keep a slight bend in your standing leg. Take one more breath. Then see if you can take a full exhale as you lunge back into crescent. Arms reach up overhead. You can always lower your left knee. Hands to prayer at heart center and twist to the right. Squeeze the inner thighs together for your stability. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twist deeper. Try to lift up out of your bottom shoulder more, so your thumbs are at heart center better. I know it's tricky. Some of you are on rugs, right? Different surfaces, but don't make it a problem. Just make it part of your practice. Let it be just a different feeling. Good. Take one more inhale and exhale. Gently unwind, hands frame your front foot, straighten out the right leg, shorten the stance, and fold for Parsvatanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the front spine, and exhale, fold deeper. Good, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, bend your right knee, left leg lifts, standing split. And keeping your hips level, try to lift up through your left inner thigh. We usually open the hips and that feels good, but for this, just see if you can feel it a little differently. Good, keep pulling chest down, relax your neck. Then flex the floating foot and lower the left foot behind the right. Squeezing the inner thighs together, you're crossing your legs and try to widen your stance so you feel a little better balance. Square your feet to the top of the mat and reverse swan dive, arms lift out and up. Yep, you all got it. Good, now wrap your lower ribs in so you're not dumping into your lower back. Left hand grabs the right wrist and lean to the left. Feeling that nice side body stretch. Pull the chin away from your chest, hips to the right a little more. Good. Gently back to center and swan dive down. Enjoy that sensation with your legs crossed. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the front spine. Ground your palms, walk or float back to chaturanga. Oh, watch out for your kitty, Beth. I love seeing all your animals. This is fun. Good. Step your feet together. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Open up the hip. Sink your right heel. Yeah, bend the left knee. Flex the foot. Kick it over to the right as you drop your left ribs. And bring the knee into the nose. Shoulder shift forward. Hover. And lunge the left foot. Back heel down. Arms lift to warrior one. Try to stay low through your front leg as you work that front leg. Ground the outer blade of the back foot. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Then lace your hands above your head, except for the index finger. Keep the arms straight. Tuck the chin into your chest. Straighten out the left leg and slowly start to round your spine as you fold. But it's not really a fold. It's more of a cat spine. Good. Feel the balance happening in your hips. Keep pulling your outer left hip back. Take one more breath here. And then slowly come up to stand. And bring your hands to your hips. Squeeze the elbows together. Bend the left knee and float into airplane. Flex the floating foot. Keep lengthening through your lifted leg and lift your right inner thigh up. So you're dropping your right hip. Good. Take one more here. Then keep opening, pulling your chest forward as you extend the arms out. Take a full breath as you bend the left knee and lunge back. You can lower your knee if you need to, hands to prayer, and twist to the left. Good. Ground through your back leg. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, twist deeper. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, lift out of that bottom shoulder. Final one, inhale. And exhale. Gently unwind, hands frame your front foot, straighten out the left leg and fold. Root the left big toe down as you pull the outer left hip back. And try to relax your neck, your shoulders. One more, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And inhale, lengthen, bend your left knee, right leg lifts for a standing split. Try to keep your hips level so you're lifting up through your right inner thigh. Then pull your chest closer to the leg, feel your connection to the core. Flex the floating foot, good. And lower right foot behind the left. So you're crossing at your inner thighs. Toes face forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms lift out and up. Then right hand grabs your left wrist and lean to the right, feeling that left side body stretch. Make sure you're not dumping into your lower back. Pull the pubis bone forward, chin away from chest. Good. Try to square off your feet a little more. One more breath. And back to center. Swan dive, fold forward. Enjoying that different feeling with your legs crossed. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Ground the palms, walk or float, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Walk or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. And exhale your right foot back. Right hand down, left arm up. Good. Push down into the floor, lifting your left arm. Keep straightening the back leg and bending your left knee. So you're lowering the hips. Then right hand down, left arm up. Or just switch arms. I'm all screwed up. There we go. Good. See if you can bring your left hand on the inside of your left foot. Keep deepening your lunge. Yeah, there you go, Beth. Good. Then turn the back heel down and slowly lift yourself up to warrior two. Pull the shoulders down the back. Drishti's over your front middle fingernail. And push your left knee out. Good. Flip your left palm. Inhale, reach forward and exalt the warrior. Stay deep into your front lunge. Good. Bend your left knee more. Lift out of your left hip. Take a final breath. Back to warrior two. Left elbow to the quad, right arm up. Utthita Parsva. Good. You can start to go deeper to the floor. If you want to work a bind, feel free. But keep pulling your left hip under as you roll your right shoulder back, whether you have the bind or not. Good. Try to roll that right rib cage back as you spin your heart up towards the ceiling. Take one more breath here. And gently release, back up to stand. And turn the left toes in, straighten the left leg. Arms lift all the way out and up. And fold forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. Start to walk your hands through your legs as you pull your chest through. Yeah. And keep the weight into your toes, trusting you won't fall on your head. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the front spine. And exhale, fold deeper. Good. Inhale, lengthen. And place the right hand down, the left arm up, and twist. Good. Broaden through your shoulders. That might be enough, or you can bend your right leg, wrap your left arm around, getting a bind, maybe right hand to left ankle. And then keep rolling your left shoulder back. Yeah, good. Keep relaxing your neck. Take one more breath here. And gently release. Both hands down under your shoulders. Halfway lift, lengthen. Walk the hands to the top of the mat. And step back for Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale to downward facing. Come high up onto the toes, bend the knees, and walk or jump, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale your left foot back. Left hand down, right arm up for a twist. Stay low in your lunge and squeeze the right leg into the midline. Good. Keep stacking right shoulder over the left. Then lower your right hand down, left arm up. It's awkward. Let it be awkward. Ricardo, I think you have to switch your legs. Yeah. I started with the left side, which is unusual. Good. And then turn your back heel down and slowly lift yourself up to warrior two. Good. Pull your shoulders down. Gaze is over the front middle fingernail. Push your right knee out. Flip the right palm. Reach forward and exalt your warrior. Try to find space through the front right hip. Shoulders down. Gaze could be up or down. Aileen, try to bring your right elbow back. Yeah. Good. Back to warrior two. And then right elbow to the quad, left arm up. Keep grounding the outer blade of your back foot. Bend your right knee, get lower through the hips. Rotate the top palm and reach over the left ear or bind, whatever you did if you want to go to the floor. Keep scooping the right hip under you as you roll your left rib cage back more. Beautiful. Take one more breath here. And gently release all of that. Come on up to stand. Straighten out the right leg. Turn the right toes in. And this time, lace your hands behind your lower back. Squeeze palms, wrists, shoulder blades together, and fold forward. You can bend and straighten your legs if you want. Maybe rock side to side. Good. Really activate the back body to help you pull your hands away from your spine. Take a final breath here. Good. And then release the grip and place your left hand down under your nose and reach your right arm up. Remember, you can use a block under your left hand if that is helpful today. Good. Try to roll your right shoulder back, opening up your chest, and then maybe you bind, right arm around, grabbing your left inner thigh and left hand to right ankle. Good. Try to roll that top shoulder back more. Yes. Broaden through your collarbone. Gently release both hands down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Walk the hands to the top of the mat, step back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Take one more breath here. And turn the right heel down, lunge the left foot forward, and walk the hands over to the right. Place the hands to the hips. Squeeze the elbows together behind you and inhale up to stand. Take a little back bend, hips press forward, look up. Good. Come into a neutral spine and bring the arms out to a T. Pivot the right toes out. Keep your hips facing your side. Good. So your hips shouldn't have swiveled at all, just your foot turned. Then keep your legs straight, kneecaps lifted, reach towards the back of your mat and tilt for triangle on the right side. Right hand down, left arm up. Good. Try to roll your right inner thigh forward. Your gaze is up at your left thumb, shoulders away from the ears. Take one more breath here. Good. Now start to turn your gaze down. Keep reaching up through the left fingertips. Bend the right knee and float into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Flex the floating foot and lift up away from the floor. Try to lengthen through your right side body. Good. Get longer through your lifted leg. Active foot. Take one more breath here. And slowly lower right back into triangle. Right hand down, left arm up. Pull the left hip back. Gaze is up at your left thumb. Good. And then ground through your back heel and inhale lifts you to stand. Now place your hands to your hips. Make sure your hips don't pivot with you. So they stay facing exactly as they are, and just reverse your feet. Notice that right hip, right? It wants to come with you. So don't let it. Pull the hip back. Lift the kneecaps. Arms extend out shoulder height. Reach to the front of your mat and tilt for triangle on the left side. Gaze is up at your right thumb. Relax your neck, your shoulders. Watch your back bend, Robin. Try to pull your pubis bone forward more so there's less back bending. There you go. Good, and then keep reaching up through your right fingertips. Turn your gaze down, bend the left knee, and float to Ardha Chandrasana. Same thing, it's easy to let the back bend happen, so use your strong core. Wrap your lower ribs in. Feel like you're wearing a corset. Good, lift up through the right fingertips as you get lighter off your bottom hand. Longer through the lifted leg, flex your foot, Ricardo. Yeah, good. And then bend the left knee and lunge back into triangle. Right arm lifts, gaze is up, kneecaps lift. And ground through the back heel. Inhale lifts you up to stand. Turn the left toes in, arms lift all the way up, and fold down the midline. So if you'd rather do a frog pose, that can be your alternative, but see if you can keep your legs straight and heel toe the feet apart, coming into Samakonasana, straddle split. Good, keep pulling your toes back if you're sitting down. I see all kinds of variations, I love it. Do what feels good for you. Take a few more breaths here. And then gently start to climb out of it. Curl the toes under and push back to down dog. But stay facing the same way you were, sorry. Yeah. Good, now walk your hands over towards the back of your mat. Lower your left knee down and come into half or full Hanumanasana splits, facing the back of your mat. So your right leg should be in front. Good, keep squaring off your hips, pulling the right hip back, the left hip forward. Yeah, some of you may want to start to stack your shoulders over your hips, maybe lift your arms or maybe fold forward. Keep squeezing into the inner thighs. Take a final breath wherever you're at. And then slowly start to walk your hands back in, lift your back knee and just walk it over to the other side. So you're facing the front of your mat. Some of you switched legs, I think, somehow. So just get the other side. Good, pull your outer left hip back. Inhale, lengthen and fold. Either walk your hands in again, maybe lift your arms. That can be very informative. Good, pull the outer left hip back. Take one more, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Good, and then gently start to climb out of it. Wherever you're at, step to the back of your mat and move through a vinyasa facing the normal way. Good, and then walk the hands to the feet, coming to the back of your mat. And soften the knees, let your arms dangle, and slowly roll yourself up to stand. Circle out the shoulders a few times. Good, and then find your focal point, a nice drishti, something in your house. Step the Right foot forward, just a foot. Ground through the sole of your right foot. Bend your left knee, reach behind you, grab the inseam of your left foot. We're setting up dancer's pose. Reach the right arm up overhead. Keep the bicep by the ear, squeeze the inner thighs together, and start to kick back as you lean forward. As you lean more, you kick more. Lean and kick, lean and kick. Good, keep squeezing your inner thighs together. Keep your standing legs slightly bent. Take one more breath here. And gently back out. Other side. Shift your right foot forward. Find your drishti point, grab the inner arch of your, oh, I said the wrong side, didn't I? Sorry, step your left. I'm distracted by Beth's cat. Grab the inseam of your right foot. Good, bend your standing leg. Start to kick into your right foot as you reach your left arm forward. Be patient with yourself, it's all good. One more. Good, and gently back out of it. Robin, take your time catching up with us. Good, come to the back of your mat and just close your eyes, ground through the soles of your feet and pause. Find that samastarihi. Feel yourself rooted, grounded, balanced, and breathing. And then inhale, open the eyes, arms lift, Adana. And exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Walk it forward to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. And exhale back. Right leg lifts, open up the hip. And bring your right knee into the right armpit, hover. Right knee over to the left armpit, hover. Try to get it up over your elbow. Right knee to the right wrist. Right knee to the left wrist. Keep breathing. Back over to the right wrist, and then lower down into pigeon. Oh yeah. Edge the knees apart. Walk it forward. And try to find more space as you inch your knees apart and lengthen through your spine. Take 2 more deep, long breaths here. Gently start to walk your hands back in under your shoulders. Lean over to the right side and swing your left leg forward. Now straighten out your right leg and bring your left foot to the outer left hip, coming into Ekapada Virasana. One leg hero pose. So right leg will be straight and left foot to the outside of your left hip. Yep. Good. You might need to sit on a block. If you have knee stuff going on, sit on a pillow. Now, if you want, you can start to lean back. Remember, you can lean on a block too, if that feels good, or just stay on your elbows. Just make sure your knees are staying together. You want to squeeze your left knee in and push your left knee down into the floor. And some of you are all the way down, so you might consider bending your right knee and leaning your right knee over to the left. Yeah, that's it. Good. Keep pushing your left knee down, Ricardo. Yeah, I wouldn't go so far down. That's it. Keep breathing. Final here. And gently start to walk your hands back in. You can swing your left foot forward. Lace your fingers behind your left calf and lift your left leg up. Good. Straighten both legs, flex both feet, and lift up. Think chin towards your shin. Good. And then remove your hands, hover. Keep lifting through your left heel and slowly lower the left heel down. Good. Cross your ankles, bring your knees into your chest, hands on the floor. Lift for some kind of a lift, Talasana, and then swing through for our Vinyasa. Good, other side. Left leg lifts, open up the hip. Bring your left knee over to your left armpit, hover, squeeze it in. Then stay forward, left to your right armpit. Left knee to your your left wrist. And then your right wrist. Squeeze it in, heel in, back over to your left wrist, and then lower down for pigeon. Good, keep breathing. Inch your knees apart. Keep focusing on your breath. Maybe you inch your left foot a little further forward and just take your mental body scan. See, what am I gripping? What am I holding on to? What can I relax and let go here? Good, take 2 more breaths. Gently start to walk your hands back in under your shoulders. Try to make the transition graceful as you lean to the left. Swing your right leg around. Straighten the left leg and bring your right foot to the outside of your right hip. Good, for Ekapada Virasana. Good, take your time, add in your props, make it work for you. Maybe you start to lean back. Keep squeezing your right knee into the midline and pushing the right knee down. And if you're all the way lying on your back, you could grab opposite elbow. I didn't mention that last time, but I love doing that. Just gives me a little extra shoulder stretch. Good, keep trying to push the outer right hip down, Beth. Yeah, that's it. You might actually like bending your left knee and leaning your left knee over, which is going to kind of load up that right side. Yeah. Good. Keep breathing. Wherever you feel it is where you need it today. Take 1 more here. And gently start to come on out of it. Slide your left leg straight if it's not, and then swing your right leg forward. Grab the back of your right calf and lift. Think chin towards your shin. Good. Extend through both heels, shoulders down, and then hover. Slowly lower your right leg down with control. Good. If you want a last vinyasa, feel free to take it. If you've had enough, you can bring your feet together for Baddha Konasana. And once you've got your feet together, see if you can, well, I'll wait for you all to get there. Good. So now in Baddha Konasana, try to bring your heels real close to your hips and then pull the tops of your feet down. So you're opening your feet up like the pages of a book. It will be a nice ankle stretch, maybe give you a little more through your groin. Then try to lift up, nice straight lifted back, shoulders back. If you still need more, you can hinge forward, but it's always with a flat back. Good, and then slowly lift yourself up. Draw your knees together. Bring the hands out in front of you and slowly roll onto your back. Good, feet are on the mat. Lift the hips up for Setu Bandhasana bridge. So we've done a lot of back bends this morning. That was kind of my intention. I'm only going to do one final back bend here. So if you want this bridge to be your final wheel, you should feel nice and ready for it. You can bring your hands under your shoulders and press up to wheel. Since we're only going to do one, I want you to work on endurance. So get to your deepest back bend, wherever that is today, and hold it for another 8 breaths. Good. Keep lifting up through your chest, your hips. Chin away from chest if you're in wheel. Arms straighter, legs straighter. Everybody heels out, toes in. You've probably got a few more breaths to go. And then when you're ready, slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time. Hug both knees into your chest. Bring your legs straight up if you want to end with a happy baby or a plow, shoulder stand, that whole closing sequence we normally do. Enjoy a few more breaths in whatever you've chosen to wind down your practice. And slowly start to roll out of it. If you took the shoulder stand, please end in a final seated forward fold. And then roll onto your back, open up the mouth, stick out the tongue, and a vocal exhale. I know, especially at home with lots of extra distractions, it can be hard to find this place of stillness. So just allow yourself to be still. When the temptations arise, and they always do, instead of acting on them, trust that you can respond rather than react. Trust that you can find your own peaceful sanctuary from within, and that we're never disturbed by what the world is trying to tell us. Enjoy just a few moments of peace and quiet. I'll bring you back out of it together so we can close and wrap up. But just keep relaxing, keep surrendering and letting go. Gently start to bring some awareness back into your breathing. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach up over the head and lengthen. Hug your knees into your chest, rock and roll on your back, getting that little back massage in. When you're ready, come on up to a comfortable seated position. Placing the hands to heart center as we close our practice together, always with gratitude. May we be grateful for the ability to connect as a community in new and different ways. May we be grateful for this healthy, vibrant body that allows us to move and breathe so effortlessly. And may we be grateful for all the simple things that we so easily took for granted. Yogis, thank you so much for coming out and practicing today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Easter if you're celebrating. God bless. Namaste.
Thank you.
Welcome. So good to see you all.
It was great.
Good.
It was awesome.
Amanda,
So good to see you all. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.
nice to see you.
You well, Amanda.
Hey, you too. Stay sane.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy
Bye,
Easter.
Beth.
Have a blessed
Yes.
Easter. Thank you.
Yes. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. All the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.